What is up, Gemini? How are you guys doing? It is time for your October 2025 main monthly reading. Can you believe it, man? The last quarter of the year, dude. I always say I'm going to quit tripping on this, man, but it literally goes faster every year. Anyway, I don't want to do a whole bunch of babbling. If any of you need a personal reading, you can always go straight to my website if you want, tarotwithrich.com. But I do have a link right down here in the description of this video. All right, let's see. We gonna see what's going on with your current love interest. This is for the singles. I mean, I guess if you're in a relationship and interested in somebody else, you can take it. That's not the intention I'm putting into it, though, because that's just not a very wise decision. But whatever. Person that you're interested in. Let's see what's happening with Gemini and their love interest. How's the energy looking in October? Uh-oh, damn, straight out the gate, man. Well, spoiler alert. It doesn't look like a new start in love's happening. Hang on, let's see what else want to come through. Let's get 3 shuffles. There's 1, 2, and 3. Damn, disappointment? Okay. Well, okay. So, whenever I read a new connection or potential new connection, what comes out 99% of the time? The past. I don't know if this person is getting back with their ex, but there's a lot of past person energy. A lot. We got the Lover's card, Death card, World reversed. Like I said, I don't know. Are they reconciling with an ex, or are they just hanging around waiting for their ex to come back? I don't know. But we got 3 aces in the reverse. That means no new start in anything is happening here. Honestly, with the ace and the Knight of Swords both reversed, I'm wondering if you might end up blocking this person for something. Some of y'all could be dealing with somebody with like a baby mama, baby daddy. I'm getting a lot of that energy here. King of Swords reversed. Yeah. All right. Well, it could be a fellow Gemini for some of you. I also got Scorpio, Taurus, Virgo. Could be anybody. Those are just energies. Let's see how they feel about you then. Let's see what their energy looks like. What is going on here, man? What is the dealio Emilio? I guess YouTube don't want to notify nobody tonight, huh? Yeah, they do that sometimes. All right. How do they see you? How do they feel about you? What are their thoughts, feelings, and opinions, hopes, dreams, and expectations? 3 shuffles. There's 1, 2, and 3. Boom. See, look, I got a lot of baggage from the past. Lover's card reversed. Well, see, okay, let me explain it like this. Oh, shit, and the Five of Wands. Okay, so the analogy I like to use, y'all remember like 7 or 8 years ago how old Android phones were? I remember when I very first started, actually this channel right here, I started this channel with a $100 Go phone from Walmart. It was a Samsung Galaxy J7. And if you let too many pictures and videos build up in the photo album, it got to a point where you couldn't even take a new picture. Couldn't even record a video. Couldn't download an app. Couldn't do nothing because it was too full of shit. Well, a lot of times when an individual is burdened by too much unprocessed, unresolved, unfinished business, past vibrational baggage, they don't have the vibrational bandwidth to really form a connection with anyone. I know some of y'all may have been expecting me to talk shit about this person. And actually, honestly, I was kind of getting prepared to. I ain't gonna lie. I was kind of thinking it was gonna go there, but it's not. It's honestly not. When I go on my shit talking rants, I don't do that because it's fun. I do that because that's what's fucking coming through. I don't like doing that. I do it because that's what comes through, you know? But I don't see that here. I really don't. I really don't. It's not coming through here, at least. So far from what I'm seeing, I'm not seeing somebody playing games with you. I'm not seeing somebody that's trying to use you, manipulate you, string you along, bullshit you, blow smoke up your ass. I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing an individual. Honestly, I think the most negative thing that I can really say about this person is they have no fucking business even trying to be in a relationship with anyone. Right? But again, so many people just do not know how to heal. They don't know how to release energy. They don't know how to transmute energy. So what are they expected to do? I'm not giving them a license to do the stupid shit they're doing, but seriously, if they don't know what the hell to do, what are they supposed to do? Well, I gotta move on with my life, don't I? I gotta move on. What am I gonna do? It's kind of like not, if you was to give somebody a car and they know absolutely nothing about auto mechanics. They don't even know they're supposed to change the oil. They don't even know what the fucking oil is. That's most people in regards to their energy and their frequency. It's like a person that owns a car that doesn't even know what's under the hood, let alone do they know that it's metal parts rubbing together that have to be lubricated. They don't even know that. So what am I supposed to do? I gotta drive to work. I gotta get to work. What you need is a fucking oil change or your fucking engine's about to blow. But they don't even understand that. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. I don't think it's bad intentions. I just think that they are carrying the weight of so much bullshit that one more stick added to the fucking bundle that they're carrying, and boom. That's when the tower's gonna. So, all right. Well, let's get some advice, I guess. I'm kind of feeling like somebody's gonna end up getting blocked here for some reason. What's the advice for this situation? Oh shit, Five of Wands again. It doesn't necessarily need to get to this point. At the end of the day, it shouldn't even get to the point where the tension is building like that, you know? It really shouldn't. And like I've said several times over the past few weeks, since I started doing these general personal readings on my website, I've learned something that has blown my fucking mind. And that is, most people dealing with a love interest aren't just dealing with somebody they've been dealing with for a month, 2 months. Oh no, 7 times out of 10, when somebody comes to me for a current love interest reading, they've been dealing with them for a year, 2 years, 3 years. That is entirely too fucking long. Entirely too fucking long to be dealing with somebody, especially when they know you are interested in them. I don't know who needs to hear that. But if you've been dealing with somebody that knows that you're interested, you've made it very blatantly and abundantly clear, and you've been waiting for 9 months, a year and a half, 2 years to see where this is going to go or if it's going to go anywhere, that is entirely, insanely, ridiculously too fucking long. I say 2 months max, and I even think that's excessive. I just say that to be fair for everyone, to leave room for a margin of error. 1 month though. Real talk, 1 month. I'm not saying you all should know each other like the back of your hand. I'm not saying you should be engaged to be married. But I'm saying that after a month of talking to someone, dating them, or especially fucking them, we should have a real good idea of where this connection is going. 30 days is more than enough time to get through the talking phase. Again, let's be fair for everyone and just throw a little grace month in there. I think that's excessive. I don't think it's necessary, but I've seen so many different unique kinds of situations in my line of work that just to be fair for everyone, let's throw an extra month in there. 60 days. 60 days. After 60 days, it's time to boot, scoot, and boogie on out of there. I know I don't think this person has bad intentions, but that doesn't matter. How many times have you been in a relationship where you had nothing but the best of intentions, but you're being accused of shit you didn't do? Does that ever happen to you? Do your intentions matter in that case? No. How many times have you met somebody? It doesn't have to be a relationship. It could be a friend, family, somebody, and they are just so damaged and so broken, and you've done nothing but break your back for them and be there for them. And they flip things around and act like you're some kind of bad person for everything that you've done when you have nothing but the best of intention. Do your intentions matter at that point? No. So, yeah. The only thing I think I can say for this situation is try not to let it get to a point where it blows up and turns into a bunch of drama. If you can control that. If you can. Sometimes you can't really control that, depending on the situation. But all that does is create more karma that you're going to have to heal from and work through. So, hang on a second. Got to clear the air a little bit after that. That was just a little bit heavy, y'all. A little bit heavy. Anyway, I want to see what's coming in next for the singles now. What's coming in next for the singles? What's coming in next for the singles? Ooh, 3 of Cups reverse. This is a classic case of right when you least expect it. Yup. Classic case. Ten of Swords, Fool card. And the Eight of Wands right next to it. Classic case of as soon as I throw my hands in the air and say, fuck it, I'm done with it. Don't need it, don't care. Maybe you're going to find yourself occupied with something else, getting another job. Maybe you're setting a goal of some sort, like I'm going to start working overtime because I'm going to make it my goal to buy my dream car. And I'm going to save up money for it. Something. I'm going to start working on a little online side hustle to bring in some extra money. I'm putting my focus on something else. Boom. That's when it comes in. And now you find yourself in a little bit of a conundrum. Because, do I even have time for this right now? You're going to find yourself in a conundrum. Now, usually I save this for my personal clients when it's necessary. It's not always necessary, but there is a scientific reason behind why that happens that way. That's not a coincidence. That's not just something that happens to some people. That's not bad luck. There is a scientific and quantum mechanics explanation behind why that happens that way. And it's the way it always happens. You ever met a real pair of divine life partners? They'll tell you the same thing. It always happens that way. But see, with this right here, I don't know about all that because you're not even really 100% sure if you're willing to entertain it. Because it feels like you're giving your energy to something else, not love related, like something else. Maybe it's not something that you're wanting to give your energy to. Maybe you just find yourself in a situation where you're obligated to focus on something else and you don't have time for that. For whatever reason, you're not focusing on dating. Your mind is off of it. Your mind is on something else. And then boom. That's when it shows up. That's when it comes in. All right, could be an Aries for some of you. Also have Leo. All right, well, let's see their feelings, energies, and intentions. What are their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? Ace of Swords reverse. So they may be a little bit shy. May not be a very good communicator. You know. Page of Cups reverse. Death reverse. Why does the goddamn Death reverse always have to come out for a new connection or potential new connection? So they feel an abnormally strong connection with you. I don't think they're out. By the time y'all connect, I think it's unexpected for them too. So you're not out there searching for your next relationship when this happens. They're not either. They're not either. But they do feel an abnormally strong connection with you. They feel that feeling of what I like to call soul recognition. What I mean when I say that is that feeling that you get when you feel like you've met someone before that you've never met. Or when you feel like you recognize someone that you've never met. Okay? All that is pre-birth and or past life memories. That's what that is. It's like the same thing as deja vu. It's very similar. It kind of functions along the same baseline. And that for some reason or another, this triggered a pre-birth memory or a past life memory. Every single human being that makes their way into your life, you planned it before you got here. So the question is, well then, why did this person trigger soul recognition more than this person? Now, maybe you all have been trying to work on this for too many fucking lifetimes. Maybe. Maybe. Some of y'all, this person could possibly have a little bit of an addiction issue. Got that devil card in there. I don't know. This person's a little bit confused about this too. It almost kind of feels like y'all are mirroring each other on this. And if we get stuck in a mirroring situation, that's a real quick and easy way to start going nowhere real fast. If we start mirroring each other. I don't think that I would say bad intentions, though. I don't think so. Could be a Scorpio for some of you. Also have Capricorn, Libra, Aquarius, Cancer. Could be anybody. Those are just energies. All right. Well, let's see how it plays out and what the outcome look like. Oh, it's going to start moving fast. I think things are going to kind of start moving maybe faster than either of you are really trying to have things move. Yeah. So things are going to start picking up and moving kind of fast. And again, I think y'all are mirroring each other. And I love it when I say it and the card comes out as I'm saying it. There's the Emperor and the Empress. Y'all are mirroring each other. So that energetic dynamic can only sustain itself for so long. There's a real small window of time where we can mirror each other, and we have a very short window of time to figure out what we're going to do and how we're going to move forward from that, you know? So I think it's going to start moving real fast, but both of you are kind of trying to apply the brakes at the same time. So it's like driving a car down the road with the e-brake pulled up, you know? If any of you remember old school cars with the handbrake, you know? Let's get the advice. What's the advice? There might not be a lot of advice I can give this situation. I'm gonna try to see what I can do with it. Yeah. So, I mean, the only thing you can really do in a mirroring type of situation is, see, the thing when it comes to relationship advice, there's no one piece of advice that you can give one person that'll fix or change the whole situation. Doesn't work like that. But there are things that you can do as an individual to maybe get things rolling in a different direction. When you notice that if you notice it, some people don't even notice it when they start mirroring each other. But if you notice that we're kind of mirroring each other, right? You have to be the bigger person and do whatever it takes to break that mold. Be the change you want to see. I hate to sound cliche. Be the change you want to see. If I want to see, like say for example, Okay, here's an example. I got my guard up and I don't want to let it down until you prove to me that I can let it down. I'm withholding a lot about who I am until I feel safe and I know that I'm not going to be judged for letting you know who I am. So I got my guard up and my walls up. Well, if we're both doing that to each other, you got your guard up, I got my guard up, neither of us really feel safe, and I'm waiting for you to prove to me that I can let my guard down. You're waiting for me to prove to you that you can let your guard down. We're gonna go nowhere real goddamn fast like that. Somebody gotta be the bigger person. And here's one of the downsides to being on a spiritual path. As you begin to awaken and you begin to become conscious of energy behavior, how to play with energy, that puts a responsibility on your shoulders. Sometimes, even though it's not fair, if you have even the slightest bit of an understanding of the energetic mechanics behind this matrix in general, it's going to be you that has to do what it takes to alter the trajectory of the situation. I know it's not fair, but you're going to have to be the change you want to see. You're going to have to let your fucking guard down first. You're going to have to be the bigger person, step up, and you go first. That's not fucking fair. Why should I have to? Because you're the one that understands how to play with energy. You're the one that's more spiritually inclined most of the time. That's usually the way it goes. Now, if we have two people who are both spiritually inclined and we get stuck in a mirroring situation, still, somebody has to be the bigger person. And I say that because it's a scary thing to do. It's scary. Oh, it's scary. But you have one or two choices. You can either let your guard down and take a chance on possibly fucking things up, or leave your guard up and guarantee you're going to fuck things up. Or you're going to spin in circles and then eventually get slammed into a brick wall if y'all just keep mirroring each other. All right. Let's see. We're going to take a look at the current long-term relationship. Current long-term partner. If you're not in a long-term relationship, this is not for you. If you are in a long-term relationship, but the two of you are not experiencing any problems, this is not for you. Let's see what's happening. What's crappening? The Fool card. Some of y'all dealing with the Aries. Seven of Pentacles, one of the most common cards to come through the current long-term relationship readings. So basically, I think you have been thinking for a while. I think you've been considering for a while how much work, how much energy, how much effort you've put into this and seen little to no ROI. You know what this is telling me? I'm kind of feeling like a final decision is being made. What would that final decision be, you may ask? I feel like you're walking away from this. Somebody walking away from it. Somebody making a solid final decision after much deliberation to boot, scoot, and boogie on out of there. Okay. All right. Let's see how they feel about you. How does this person feel about you? What's their energy look like? What kind of person are they in general? It's almost kind of looking like they're ready for a fresh new start anyways, like in life. Ooh, Three of Swords reversed. Well, I mean, I think they know this day is coming. Like deep down inside, I think they know. A little bit nervous about it, but at the end of the day, I think they're nervous about it, but it's like they're ready to be single. It's really, really hard. It's hard to put words to this energy right here. Where it's like, I'm ready for a fresh new start, ready to be single, but I'm scared to death. I just don't really feel like we have a very solid foundation, but I'm scared of feeling alone and abandoned. They do have trust issues. For some reason, they suspect that you have had or have a third party. I don't know why, but there is trust issues here. It would not surprise me at all if, I don't know if they have a third party, but they have someone on their mind. I think that this person is ready to be single and hopes like hell that, I don't know, see, because then at the same time, it's like they want to be single, but then at the same time, they're so afraid of being alone that they may just want to jump into a new relationship real quick because they can't sit with themselves. This individual is extremely confused. Extremely. Okay, well, I guess let's get the advice. What's the advice? What is the best advice for my Gemini family? Blue, the blue, buddy, blue. Ooh, Nine of Swords. Ooh, Five of Pentacles. Well, see, Eight of Cups, man. Yeah, so first things first. The last thing that you need to be worried about is a new relationship. I don't know who needs to hear that. Don't know who needs to hear that. I'm not going to dig in and explain the energetic mechanics behind why that's so stupid. I'm not going to do that. It's kind of like if you could imagine a NASCAR driver goes on a race and then they just go from one race to the next without getting new fucking tires, without getting a tune-up, without taking it into the shop. They just go straight from one race to the next without having the car worked on and maintained at all. How well is that going to work? That fucking engine's going to blow. Them tires are going to pop. But as far as what to do in this situation, this is to a point right here where this energy is only going to sustain itself for so long. You can either boot, scoot, and boogie on out of there on your own terms, or sit and wait and let the universe do it for you. If I may give a little bit of personal advice, personally, I'm at a point in my path where I ain't doing that no more. When I was very new and fresh on my path, I used to do that. I was just kind of developing my own relationship with the universe, and it was to the point where, you know, whatever the universe forces to happen, then obviously that's what happens. I'm just going to let the universe do what it wants. And there was a time and a place for that. I learned a lot. But I'm going to tell you what right goddamn now. I'm going to tell you what right goddamn now. If the universe has to force something to happen, inevitably, meaning try as you may, there's nothing you're going to be able to do to stop it. In order for something like that to happen, it's going to be fucking horrific. It is not going to be a fun experience at all. At all. At the end of the day, will it get done? Yeah, it will. And at some point, it'll be a fart in the whirlwind. But I would kind of recommend that if you're the slightest bit energetically inclined, that you take action before it gets to that point, or you're going to go on a roller coaster ride that is not fucking fun. It's going to get done one way or the other, but just take that and do with it what you will. All right, y'all, I feel like those were the messages that my Gemini family needed to hear, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, the information for personal readings is all down here in the description. All right? I'm out of here now, y'all. I will see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.